What is going on, everybody out there? Welcome into Nuts and Bolts, and we're doing a special thing that I've been waiting to get together with other Bolts fans called the Bolts Fam Sesh. If you'd like to be part of it, future episode, let me know on Twitter, in the comments, wherever it is. If you're new to the channel, we're going to have some fun. We're going to get to know these guys. We are all wearing, well, I have an Afro wig on, but all these gentlemen have beautiful hats on. We're ready to talk some Chargers right after this.
See, well, all when minds come together, we can do great things. The fans loved it.
The fans.
Bolts Fam Sesh. That's beautiful.
Yes,
That was
they
good.
did.
Beautiful.
J Herb looking a little small in that photo right there. But yeah, so on today's episode, we're all gonna share our favorite off-season move. We're gonna be having some fun with an idea of, like, if you had a magic wand and you could blow out one team on the calendar this year, who would it be? We'll get to that. And we're also going to be talking about all the hype that we keep seeing on the internet and what is going on. But real quick, before we dive in here, let's meet Eric. I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce your last name. Eric V. I'm going to go with Eric V. What's going on, brother?
Not much, guys. Glad to be here. Glad to finally talk some Chargers. And hey, we got 100 days to go until kickoff. So let's talk some football.
That's right. 100 days. It feels so far away and yet so close when you say it, like 100 days.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that doesn't sound like a lot.
yeah. Just a quick sleep on the bottom left here, returning second time at the instant replay. David, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to go. Let's get it.
Yeah, you got to be feeling. He's over there, gloating about his Padres winning without Tatis. But we all know how the season's going to end. It's fine. Dodgers championship. We're good.
Probably.
Exactly.
We're all
Mikey,
friends
how
here.
are you feeling, bryer?
We're all friends here. I'm feeling a lot better. That's my favorite Keenan Allen clip that you threw in the intro there, Tony. That's my dog. He's talking about Derwin.
Oh, those are the things. I can watch those mic'd up clips so many times.
Yeah.
Like, some of them I've seen 5-6 times where I'm just like, okay, this is it. Gets me hyped and ready to go.
I happen to have been sitting in section 109 for that moment as well.
Brag right there.
Right there.
I was doing the same thing Keenan was from the stadium, from the stand. Sorry.
That was when you were sitting next to Mr. Morley, correct?
Yeah, he wasn't very happy about it.
Oh man, what a trauma experience.
And the other 100 Raiders fans in my section weren't happy either,
Oh,
especially when I was yelling at them.
crying there. All right, we'll get this party started again. We appreciate any comments you guys want to chime in on this one. But we'll start with Eric. It's been the craziest offseason. What has been your favorite move of this offseason? Whether it was free agency, re-signing, draft pick, what's been your favorite? What's been your favorite addition?
Honestly, I mean, it's been the draft to me. I know, obviously, the off season with free agency and getting Khalil Mack and stuff like that was nice. But to me, I always favor, you could have all the skill set players in the world, but you have to have the big uglies on the line. We addressed that with Zion and Jamari. So to me, the draft, especially going heavy with the offensive line, that was my key move.
I love it. I do agree with you. I understand when people go, it's not like a premium position to get Zion, but when you can have the center of that pocket potentially be Filer, Lindsley, and Zion, he's going to be able to step up and just drop dimes for the entire season. So I'm with that. David over there, I see. Are you playing hot potato? I'm just messing with you, brother. What's been your favorite edition of the offseason?
I got to go with the first one, with Khalil Mack. That was the one that probably had me the most excited at any given point. I think with the J.C. Jackson, it would have been there, but the Chargers fan base hyped it up so much that we were getting him. So I was just more expecting it than excited about that one. But the Khalil Mack trading came out of nowhere. He's already a proven superstar. Finally gives Joey some help to elevate his game as well. And it's going to make the secondary better.
I think that was the one where like Mike and I were like, we couldn't text each other fast enough, like to be how excited we were. Like our phones were about to explode. Like Siri was like, "Sir, I think you're having a stroke. Here is the nearest medical facility to you." I was like, "Siri, leave me alone. I'm excited."
Yeah, I absolutely could not believe it. And we got the 6th round back.
Oh, that's just Tommy T putting on his do-rag, popping in a smoke and being like, "I want my picks back," going full draft day on him.
The opposite of the Rams.
Mike, what? How about you? What say you?
Well, I like my DBs, so I'll go with J.C. Jackson. I love that addition to the team. I feel like having 2 ball hawks in the secondary with the pass rush they put together is going to be a lethal weapon. When you go back and look at the Rams in 2020, their defense was not as stacked as what the Chargers are going to be bringing to the table in 2022. I think Staley has potential to bring this defense from the ashes, from like bottom 5 to top 5 in one offseason by acquiring defensive back J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, and all the other guys as well. I do want to give a shout out though, Tony. One that a lot of people don't talk about and they forget about, getting Mike Williams under contract before that receiver market went to the freaking moon. That was a huge, sneaky, underrated move. Sorry, Mike, you lost out on $5 million a year probably, but thank goodness we got him at the beginning of the offseason, because that was going to be a $25 million bill, apparently. We didn't even know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think that really helped us out quite a bit, right? Mm-hmm. Where it was just like we started seeing what these other guys were getting, and it was like, oh, whether you like that signing or not, now you have to love that signing, because it could have been a lot more expensive had it gotten to free agency. Everybody knows I love Gerald Everett, but I'm not going to go there, because I think that there's a bigger one that, to me, I looked at it and I go, oh, this is a team that you win championships like this. Kyle Van Noy, right? It's not going to be the sexiest, flashiest pick, but when you can bring in veteran leadership of somebody who's been there, done that in those locker rooms, he's been in those battles and big games, and he has a great personality. Like the moment he got there, fully embracing it. You know, social media is just putting a camera in his face and he's like, "Bolt up, baby, bolt up." Like him and Sebastian Joseph Day, their personalities are so much fun. And I love it that they're like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to embrace this. They're both going to work in media after football's done. Like they're top notch when the camera's put on them, the smile, the charm. But I think what he does as far as veteran leadership that we are going to need in depth at edge rusher and position versatility, I just really thought that was like, okay, this is the kind of signing where you're like, I'm okay with people talking about Super Bowl, stuff when you start adding the Bryce Callahan. You bring in those guys that are familiar with the system, but it started with Kyle Van Noy. I'll give you another second here, Eric, if you want to jump in and add anything to anybody's picks.
No, I agree with everyone said. I mean, honestly, from top to bottom, I didn't want to start off by saying basically I like everything that was done this offseason, but that would have been a cop-out.
Yeah. Because
I had to pick something. But, I mean, from top to bottom, from Khalil Mack to J.C. Jackson to Kyle Van Noy to everyone that they've brought on board this roster this year, it's like the expectations are that much higher now. So, I mean, hopefully it's not leading to another, high expectations, disappointing season. But I mean, right now, this team, what hole do they have right now?
No, it's not. It's definitely not. It's all ascending. All of it's going upwards. Everything, the coaching, the quarterback, the roster, the owner. Even the owner was like, he's like, "Here's my checkbook. I'm going to go to the Bahamas. Tom, you do whatever you need to do this offseason." And they took care of it. David, anything you want to jump in on before we go to the next topic?
No, absolutely. You guys nailed it.
Wonderful. Mikey, anything from you?
Yeah, I agree also. And then I was thinking about it the entire time. Everyone was talking like, geez, how many people did we add again? 15, 20 people? I mean, there's also the Morgan Fox edition, the Austin Jackson edition. Of course, we gave Bryce Callahan a shout out, Tony. Those are all championship moves because all those guys have experience in this system, like you're saying. And that's what Brandon Staley's trying to do, is bring that system that they run over in the other locker room across the field and make it successful for the Chargers. These teams, both the Rams and the Chargers, they're going to be so much fun to watch next year, even if Aaron Donald actually does retire like he says he's going to.
This Aaron Donald is making me nauseous with all this.
He wants that. That's what he wants.
Yeah. I know
People paid more than TJ Watt. That's what he wants.
Yeah, he heard Kroenke built that stadium. So you can pay me a little extra.
Can't hide money.
Just trying to get some ownership shares. I'm not buying it. Nobody retires at the top of their game on a Super Bowl team. This isn't the Lions, Aaron Donald. You don't just retire from a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl. Let's go to position battles. This time we'll start with David. Is there a position battle that you're like excited to see, or somebody, maybe a player that you want to win, you're rooting for right now coming up?
I was looking around the roster, and I feel like it's really hard to find a spot where there is a position battle. I know you got the right tackle, you got a couple backup spots in the running back 2 and 3, but the one I'm most excited about is the wide receiver 3. I'm excited to see what Josh Palmer can do. I know Brandon Staley said he's going to be playing a lot more this year. And there's no knock on Jalen Guyton. I like Jalen Guyton, but he kind of does one thing, and he does it kind of, fairly decently. He's created some phenomenal plays, like the throw of the year last year. He was a big part of that. But I'm excited to see what Josh Palmer can do. I think he can bring a couple different elements to the field rather than Jalen Guyton only running straight down the field.
I love it, and you already know the answer. You already know what time it is. It's JP.
After that Patriots catch, I was sold.
I love it. Eric, what do you got in the position battlefront?
To me, it's the D-line, the defensive line. Obviously we got Joseph Day and Austin Johnson locked in, but then, the question on if they're going to carry 6, they're going to carry 7. You got Morgan Fox, Tillery, you got Fayoko, you got Gaziano, you got Tito, you got Forrest Merrill, you got Andrew Brown. That position's just loaded, and it's like, okay, which 6 are they going to carry? Which 7 are they going to carry? Do they leave Tillery off? Because it doesn't seem like he's, to me, if I had my choice, he's not making the rotation.
Wow,
that's just me.
Yeah.
I think I've seen 4 years of him. I've seen what I see. To me, it's like I would rather see Joseph Day, Johnson, hell, even Covington, Fox, Fayoko, Gaziano, and even Tito from UCLA. Then that's 7 right there. That's not even factoring in Tillery. So to get to that 6, maybe 7 spot, it's very hard for me to see Tillery make the team, but that's going to be my position battle that I'm most curious to see. I love it.
Mike, where are you at?
Yeah, I was going to say both those battles in order, so you guys took them both from me. But my next up one is going to be a little bit of a sneaky one. I don't think people realize that this is going to be a little bit of a battle. It'll probably be more towards the middle of the season. But JT Woods and Nas are sincerely probably going to be looking at splitting reps. Nas is coming up to the end of his deal, so if the Chargers want to make a move and they want to move on to JT Woods, we're going to see Staley try and work him into the system and use him the way they can. We've also seen the Chargers put an emphasis on playmakers that are versatile in the secondary. Derwin James can play corner. He can play linebacker. He can go into the slot and guard slot receivers if he needs to. J.C. Jackson, same thing. He can cover every single position when it comes to the passing offenses that we're going to have to face this year. So JT Woods, being the versatile guy that he is, I feel like he could be the guy that rocks and rolls with Derwin James. Very aggressive ball hawk. I think that he gets a little too aggressive sometimes. When I was watching his tape after he got drafted to our team, because Tony was very pumped about JT Woods. So that made me feel good because I didn't know very much about him when he got drafted to the team. But I do think that Nas and Tillery, now or never, guys. Now or never. Both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see JT out there, like I said, in those big games with that pass rush. You cannot float the ball with Derwin and a guy who runs 4.3, like 4.28, like track speed. There's going to be, and JC's out there too, and ASJ. just sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I know people go, it's just paper. You can't be that excited about. I don't know, but like, I get a lot more excited about $100 bill than $1 bill, and they're both paper. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this roster is money, so let me be excited and get to walking.
Yeah, it makes me feel very good when I look at the secondary and I'm like, okay, so who are teams going to try and pick on? Asante Samuel Jr.? Okay, we'll take it. We'll be all right.
I'm excited about that. I'm gonna go with because I think you guys got all the ones that I probably would mention. So I'll go with I want to see the guys that are going to make the end of the roster that might still have some roles, like the guys that are going to be potential gunners, right? The Jasir Taylors, Dean Leonard, or maybe other special teams contributors like can Xander Horvath, can he make a roster spot? Can he be used in that Anderson role similar to last year there? I think that I'm curious to see like where those players and maybe even like what happens if Letty Brown or the other back, Mac, factor in and they push Larry Roundtree. Roundtree did play on special teams last year, but Josh Kelly, I don't remember him making any plays on special teams last year. So like, and I think Jackson, I think he played a little bit on special teams too. So like, is Isaiah Spiller going to play special teams? No. So the third back has to contribute on Sundays in that special teams role. So I'm interested to see like who are those few guys at the end that are like young and talented, but don't necessarily have the reps to be able to jump in every play, but can contribute on special teams because they're young. Now, this is the fun question that I have for everybody here. And Mike, we're gonna keep letting our guests go first, which may take away your answer here. But if you had a magic wand, and I hope that people are still watching and comment on this, if you had a magic wand and you could just wave it over the calendar and you got a 35-point blowout on the road or at home, which opponent, even if it's a divisional opponent, do you want it at home or at their place? But you get to pick a 35-point blowout against one team on our calendar. Which one would you pick? And Eric, you can go first.
Raiders.
You're
I mean,
in Vegas or in SoFi?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, honestly, the home opener. So I mean, is at home. You know, I'm still bitter at over that last game of the last season. So I would just love to see the start of the season. Mac just goes crazy and beats the hell out of Derek Carr, and then we just blow them out.
Yeah, I would. I'm not gonna lie. If that's the one you get to use the magic wand on, I'm all for it. Like, let's go. Let's start the season off with. And our last question that would lead us nicely into the hype machine. But if there's a 35-point blowout on Sunday, the opening Sunday, Monday morning, everybody, Stephen A's cousin's gonna start a Twitter account to start shouting about the Chargers for sure. The instant replay. Which game do you want the blowout for?
I'm similar. I'm going Raiders too, but I'm going Raiders late in the season, week 13 in Vegas. And if there was any game that I could magically, construct a blowout win, it would be in Vegas against the Raiders, so that we have, the next year to talk shit about this one game like they've been doing all year, and then all they have to fall back on is their 40-year-old Super Bowl.
50-year-old Super Bowls, but yes, I would love that too, right? In Allegiant Stadium, just they get burnt so bad that the fake torch they have burning goes out. That would be great. Like it just the battery operated torch burns out. Mike, how about you?
Oh, I love talking about the Raiders' old Super Bowls. Don't even get me started on Billy Kilmer's 5-interception game in the Super Bowl. But yeah, I have been getting very annoyed by one team's fan base, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs, because every other team in the division got substantially better. I sincerely feel like Broncos fans have a reason to be very excited. Raiders fans have a reason to be very excited about their team next year. Chiefs fans, your team got substantially worse while the other teams got substantially better. Week 2 in Arrowhead. I want all those Chiefs fans in attendance to put their little chop down and watch Justin Herbert drop 35 on their head. It's also on Thursday Night Football. I believe the first Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football game.
Yep.
So why not go ahead and let Amazon know who's boss immediately and who you want to put on these games?
If you two both got to use your magic, I mean, we're talking week 1, week 2, 35-point victories.
Right?
Week 3, Tony?
We can cancel the season right now, Goodell.
Are you going to pick the Jaguars for week 3 by any chance?
Yeah. We're going to finish throwing ashes on Urban Meyer. No, I really thought Mike was going to go with Dolphins and Tua on that one, right? And that would be
I'm close on that one. But they helped. They helped with the downfall of the Chiefs. So I'm actually kind of like going to give the Dolphins a second chance this year.
Okay. I mean, I don't. Sometimes the arguments I see, I'm like, I kind of want Tua to be okay just so that we could stop the comparisons on social media of the two quarterbacks drafted in the same class.
Just be like, Tua's good. Herbert's amazing, but Tua's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I will continue to say thank you, Dolphins, for picking Tua and leaving us with Justin Herbert.
Yeah. It's very, very nice of them. You know, it'll go down. They already had Marino.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it local, and I'm going to go January 1st, New Year's Day, the start of the new year. I'm going with the Rams at SoFi. I got family members that are Rams fans, and not even that there's like an actual like real verbal war, but how great would it be to win the first regular season game between these two teams and have it be just a complete and total beatdown? Like, not like
them.
Yes, not that I want to win, but to be in a shared stadium when they're like Rams house, and it's like, okay, but you just lost by 35 in Rams house. Like, there wouldn't be anything. It would be over. They'd all be leaving, and it would just be the leftover. It would be powder blue everywhere, celebrating, dominating. That's my magic wand. Yeah, get in the comments and let us know who you would magically give a 35-point blowout to the Chargers for the season.
Carlos, thank you for this comment, Carlos. Yeah, if you guys are even watching the replay, please still comment in the comment section below.
Yes, Carlos Charles.
On January 1st to open the new year, maybe Aaron Donald will come out of retirement and join our side. What do you think? You down? Like, hey, you said Super Bowl.
Imagine.
We'll pay you a lot of money for 5 more games of your career.
I can't imagine how annoying you would be if Aaron Donald showed up in a Chargers uniform. Like, it would be. I mean, yes.
It's already bad enough.
You'd have to go get a jersey right after his first snap.
I know.
Yeah, how many Charger fans would be lining up to get a Donald Chargers jersey the moment he announces he signs?
It would immediately become like one of the highest selling jerseys in the NFL. Like,
probably in the NFL's history.
Yeah.
The one thing I did notice is that people like to buy the more jerseys that they come out with, the colors, the combos, whatever. Like, I'm seeing a lot more people wearing Chargers jerseys. Even when I'm going to like Disneyland or I went to Universal the other week, and I was like, there's a lot of powder blue here that, you know.
Yeah. Herbert, don't mean to alarm anyone that thinks the Chargers have 0 fans on this planet, but Herbert actually was top 10 in jersey sales every single week of the year last year, and even in the first week of the playoffs that we weren't playing in.
Because you got it like that. I mean, that's what happens. And now they're doing ones where you can buy them and they're busting at the seams because he's so jacked up that you can buy them now and they're like tarnished a little bit. Because that's our guy playing middle backer and QB1. Let's get out of here on this last topic, I should say. And how do you guys feel about hype? Like, I've been noticing a lot of people commenting on Twitter, and they'll say stuff like, oh man, it's kind of that like downer mentality. Like, I hope the media isn't jinxing us again. Here we go again. I don't know if I can. How do you guys feel about the hype? Do you dislike or do you like all the hype that's coming out of the talking heads on TV? Instant replay. Let's go to you first.
I agree. There's a lot of fans. I've seen a lot of fans out there that want to be like the sneaky good team and fly under the radar until it's time to show out. but there's something about every off season, and we always get a lot of high regards in the off season, and then we choke throughout the year. But there's something about that has never failed every single off season, and that's when I hear the hype about the Chargers. It does, no matter what we did last year, what we've done so far in the off season, it just starts getting me excited. It's showing highlights. They're talking, oh, these Chargers are going to be so good. I think they're going to win the division, and everybody's calling them crazy, and they're just hyping us up and up and up, and I love to see that as a fan. I love to see that as a fan.
I'm in. I'm there for it. Eric, what say you on hype?
I'm a fan of the hype. I mean, I like the how we're getting hyped up. My biggest thing is I know how this team has let me down in the past. So I kind of balance between the two of don't buy too much into the hype, but I want to believe it. I want to see this team just take it to another level and not disappoint again. So this team's trending the right way. So I'm all for the hype. I just hope that when all is said and done, that they actually live up to it this time.
Yeah, there it is. Mike.
I love it. I love the hype. I feel like our team as a whole performs better on prime time. They perform better on the grandest stage over the last couple of years, ever since we drafted Herbert. So I want the hype. I want them to put us in those prime time games, and I want the attention. Also, I happen to be a TikToker, and the Chargers hype is helping me tremendously. Someone told me, like, what if the Chargers went undefeated? What would your reaction be? I'd be like, well, first of all, I would be a very famous person because I would be all over the internet just yelling at the Raiders.
I'm so glad this is unanimous. The hype is a great thing, right? Like the hype is what builds the fan base. Like I hear some people go, oh, we don't want bandwagon fans, but you also need hype to build up the youth. I need hype to continue to sell my small children on this being a good investment of their time. Like when I was a kid, you didn't have much to compete with. Like there was only like 4 channels. Now my kids have endless amounts of entertainment, and I need the hype to I love it that I can go on. That video that they made of the schedule release thing, my son and I really bonded over it. He's huge into anime. Like he reads the books and he has t-shirts and whatever. And I showed it to him and he watched it like 2 or 3 times. He doesn't get the jokes, right? And it was a little weird for me to be like, yeah, so Urban Meyer went to a bar and just kidding. I didn't explain that to him. He's 10 years old and I'm a classy guy. But I think the hype is great. I love Peter King getting out there. The guys on Speak for Yourself. The First Take, I'm seeing clips. Every day there's a new person that's like, you know what? I think the Chargers are the best team. And here's the thing. It kind of sucks. Like we don't have to play the games, so we don't have to back it up. But I like that if you have guys that do back it up, you know it's for real. You know it can be something that's consistent with health. I'm all here for it. I love the hype. And it means we're on TV more. It means that they talk about my team. They're like, right after the break, coming back, are the Chargers going to walk on water this year? And I'm like, woo! Yeah. I want to say thank you to these 2 gentlemen down here, David and Eric, for joining us on the first ever Bolts Fam Sesh. Again, if you're interested, reach out on Twitter or in the comments. If you want to come on, we'll have new topics of nonsense to celebrate the Los Angeles Chargers. Mike, is there anything you want to add before we get out of here?
No, that's all. That's good for the show today. I'll try and reach out to my boy Philip, see if he wants to come on next week.
There it is. Take a little water break from coaching high school football. I'm bad at this. Do you guys have anything you want to plug? Any place you want to send people? Like, how does this stuff work? No.
I'm
Eric's
good.
a Bolt fan. Instant replay. Go follow Instant Replay on TikTok.
There it is.
2,000. I'm halfway there.
And then follow my friend Eric V with a bunch of consonants after it on. Sorry, I'm just fucking around. He really does have like. Can you say your name? And
It's Versalovich.
that's it.
Versalovich.
No, I froze.
Yeah, you're completely free.
Froze. Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'll sign us off, Tony. Just don't move. Don't move, Tony. Don't move. Don't say anything. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of Nuts and Bolts. We will see you next week for the Bolt Fam Sesh. Tony, we're going to be live on Friday night, right?
Live on Friday, my
Live on Friday night. We'll see you guys there. Bolt up.
San Diego Chargers are fortunate to have
I thought you were
Lance
gonna play the
Forward.
music. Now I just look like a Muppet.
See, when minds come together, we can do great things.